The coverage begins in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where President Bola Tinubu has told multinationals operating in the country that his administration is determined to remove all bottlenecks to the smooth running of their businesses. According to the president, his administration is focused on resolving all investment-related issues. He said there is no bottleneck that is too difficult to be removed in his determined march towards making Nigeria the African haven for large-scale investment in all sectors. The president told a visiting delegation of the management of Shell Group, led by its Global Integrated Gas and Upstream Director at the State House in Abuja. The president's remarks followed the recent exodus of some multinational companies from the country in the past months. In a statement signed on Friday by the president's special advisor on media and publicity, Ajiri Ngalale, Tinubu expressed confidence in the potential for increased investment from Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria. We will return to stories on investment and business much later in the course of this bulletin. Still talking money, let's tell you that Nigeria's Senate Committee on Labor and Employment has agreed to increase the budget estimate of the Ministry of Labor for the 2024 budget cycle. This was during a budget defense session of the Ministry of Labor and Employment, where the minister appealed to the committee to reconsider the initial estimate proposed, saying it will incapacitate the ministry from performing their functions.
There was every strike everywhere. There were reasons for some of this strike. If the ministry is well funded, there will be no strike in Nigeria. No strike in Nigeria. There will be no strike in Nigeria. You can see most of the African countries now, they are collapsing, and people are now changing government because the workers are not adequately kept. But the engine room is here. I'm very happy with the proposal by the chairman and distinguished senators.
This committee, and indeed the Senate, has the power of appropriation. So nobody should go away with the impression that we don't have any authority to tinker with the budget. This budget, as presented by the executive, is not sacrosanct. It's subject to tinkering by the legislature. So as such, we have all the powers of appropriation. This is very clear and unequivocal in the Constitution. The power of appropriation lies with the National Assembly. So if in our wisdom and in the wisdom of our appropriation committee and the leadership, that the allocation that is made given to the Ministry of Labor and Productivity is grossly inadequate, we have all the powers to tinker it and increase it in tandem with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President.
Let's head to the House of Representatives, where its Committee on Appropriation declined the appearance of the representative of the Central Bank of Nigeria's governor and the Comptroller General of Customs during the 2024 budget defense on Friday. The committee insisted that the CBN governor, Yemi Cardoso, and Customs CG Adewale Adeniyi appear in person on Monday to answer questions on the 2024 budget. The committee's chairman, Honorable Abubakar Kabir Bichi, emphasized the necessity for the central bank governor's attendance at the meeting as it was convened to address budgetary matters. According to Bichi, despite the seemingly substantial 27 trillion naira budget, the revenue goal for government-owned entities to support it was insufficient. This prompted the committee to summon the different agencies for clarification. Bichi, in his address, characterized the rising inflation as a major concern, emphasizing the committee's invitation for government-owned entities to partake in further interactions. In a related development, Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Fintiri has presented 225 billion naira budget estimate to the Adamawa State House of Assembly. The proposed budget is in line with the 2024-26 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. About 49.5% of the total proposed annual budget estimate is being earmarked for the recurrent services of the state. 51.7% of the total proposed budget is being earmarked for capital development projects and services. The governor said the budget will consolidate the laudable development foundation of solid development he has instituted in the state.
We have put the state on the development trajectory, and our people are happy. And so we have come this year to present a very reasonable budget estimate that will further see to the consolidation of the social and economic re-engineering of the state, which will further see to infrastructural, social, economic, educational, and agricultural development, so that the state will compete with subnationals that are already moving forward in the country.